Good morning everyone and welcome to day 24. We're nearly there. Today is X and what we'll be doing is exhale, and we're going to do this in a nice lying position, just focusing on our breathing a wee bit. So firstly, let's come up to the top of the mat as we usually would. Inhale up with the palms and then exhale to fold over, stepping back to our plank and finding our way onto our backs, coming through cross-legged. And what I'm going to get you to do is lying down on your back, but your knees are bent slightly, and we're just resting down our backs. And what I'm going to get you to do is focus on putting one hand over your belly and one hand over your chest. And firstly, what I just want you to notice when you're just breathing there, resting, where is the breath coming down to? So is it going down into the belly, or is the chest moving more than the belly? And after you've brought your awareness here, start to try and breathe deeply down into the belly. And with your exhale, just notice it as a passive movement, so you're not forcing it at all, but just really letting the breath go and noticing the space between each breath as well. So trying to breathe out the nose if we can, and really just relaxing the whole body into the mat as we exhale. And then we'll bring the palms to our sides, crossing our legs, coming back to our plank at the top of the mat, and stepping forward, our forward fold. Inhale, spreading the palms up. Exhale, down through center. So now we'll start from the beginning of the sequence again. So A for sun salutation A. So inhale, palms come up. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back. Knees come to the ground. From our plank, we come down onto our bellies. Inhale to our baby cobra, using our back muscles. Exhale, hips come up, coming through our knees to our first downward dog. We might walk out the dog a bit here, moving our knees, bending them side to side with the hips. And then just finding some stillness. So throughout today's whole sequence, stepping forward to your plank and then your forward fold, I want you to just focus on your exhale as you transition through your postures today. And inhaling up, palms above the head. Exhale, palms come through center, and we return to the beginning. Repeating sun salutation 8. Inhale, palms up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Stepping back and finding our way down to our bellies. Inhale, baby cobra or full cobra. Exhale, back to our downward dog. Spending a few breaths here again. Going forward onto the hands and plank, stepping forward to meet the top of the mat to our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, spreading the arms. Exhale, down through center. B for sun salutation B. Inhale to chair pose. Exhale to fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back. Vinyasa, coming down into our bellies. To our full cobra. Inhale. Exhale to our down dog. Right leg comes through between our hands as we lunge and come up to warrior 1. Back foot's flat on the ground, back leg's nice and straight, pointing out at 45 degrees. We come down to the mat, finding our way to our bellies. Inhale up, full cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left foot comes forward, right foot pivots out, palms come above. Hips are facing forwards. Exhale. Down. Up on the inhale. Exhale. Downward dog for a few breaths. stepping forwards, halfway lift on the inhale, exhale, fold, inhale, chair, exhale, palms by our sides, and we repeat sun salutation B, inhale to chair, exhale to fold, inhale, halfway lift, exhale, stepping back to your plank, finding your way to your belly, and inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right foot comes forward, reaching out with the hands together. Exhale, palms come down through our vinyasa. Exhale, hips come back and up. Downward dog, left foot comes through, right foot pivots to 45. We inhale up. Exhale, palms down through center, stepping back, elbows by our sides, inhaling up. Exhale, hips come back and up. Few breaths here. Stepping through, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, and we've done our warm up there. So now we'll come to C for cat cow. Inhale, palms come up. Exhale, fold. Stepping back to our plank, knees come down, palms come below our shoulders, and our knees are directly below our hips. Inhale, we tip from the hips, come to a nice arch in the back. Exhale, cat. Rounding through the back, top of the feet are nice and active on the ground, and then 4 more in your own time. Hands come forward. Consciously tuck those toes under and come back to plank. Stepping forward with both feet to our forward fold. Inhale, spreading the palms. Exhale, down through center. Now we'll come to D for downward dog. So inhale, palms come up. Exhale to fold, stepping back. Hips come up and back, and we might need to reshuffle the feet slightly. Big focus here is a nice spinal extension. You should feel a nice lengthening and stretch through the back of your legs as well. Bend your knees as much as you need to keep your tailbone coming up towards the sky and letting those heels drop as comfortable. I like to just imagine my weight sort of down into my heels, but I'm also lifting up through my tailbone. Shifting forward onto your hands to plank, stepping forward, forward fold, inhale up, exhale, down through center. Now we come to E for extended child's pose, inhale up, exhale, fold, come back to our plank, the knees drop and the feet come together, knees come as wide as the mat, and we creep our hands forwards and let our chest fall down to the ground as we let our hips gently come back towards our heels. Your palms are active in the ground, so your forearms and upper arms are hovering in the ground, over the ground, sorry. Knees come together, tuck the toes under, stepping forward from our plank to our forward fold, inhaling up, exhale down through center. Now as we inhale up, we're bringing the heels to hip width apart and our toes Exhale, we hinge from the hips to our forward fold. Hands come down to the mat or resting on the opposite elbows for our forward fold. Bending the knees as much as we need with the focus of bringing our chest towards our belly rather than our thighs. And feeling a nice stretch in the back of the body. And then the hands come to the ground, slowly rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae here. And we can come to a nice counter posture and a standing back bend here. And bringing those feet into reset. That's F, and now we'll move to G for garland pose. So inhale, palms come up and together as we're heel toeing those feet nice and wide apart. Sitting down into a nice yogi squat here. Maybe moving around the knees as you need. Coming up onto the toes if you need a bit more space for your hips. And finding a place of stillness here. Breathing down into the belly and trying to open up through the chest using the push of the palms together. Palms come down to the mat. We come into a wide-legged forward fold, then heel toe those feet inwards. Inhale to spread the palms. Exhale down through center. H for happy baby pose. Inhale up with the palms. Exhale to fold and come back to a plank. Knees come down and we find our way over onto our backs here. Maybe coming to a wee roll and then finding a nice place of stillness where you can feel your tailbone and your shoulders down on the mat. Hands come to the outside of each leg, whether that's at the ankle, the foot, or the shin, or maybe the thigh. And just feeling a nice stretch through your groin here. And just remembering in any posture, if you are restricting your breathing at all, just ease off in the posture a wee bit and just bring your attention back to your breath. And opening up the eyes, bringing the knees back in, finding our way back to our plank. Stepping forward, maybe with the opposite foot than usual, to our forward fold. Inhale, palms spread. Exhale, down through center. Now we come to I for inhale. So doing 5 deep breaths of your choice. I like to experiment with the Ujjayi breath, where you're constricting your throat and you're making a sort of a growling sound while breathing through your nose with your mouth shut. And fluttering the eyelids open. Now we come to J for Janusasana. So, inhale, palms come up. Exhale, we hinge from the hips and we fold to then step back to our plank. Crossing the knees and we come to a nice sitting position in Dandasana. Peeling our buttocks off to the side so we can feel our hip bones on the ground. And we bring our left sole of the foot into our right thigh in the inside. Inhale up with the palms, reaching towards the sky. Exhale, we fold over forward. Chest towards your shin, belly to your thigh. Left knees just relaxing down. And we're actively bringing our toes towards our face and activating our right quadricep to help lengthen through the back of that right leg. Changing positions, opposite leg, so the right sole of the foot comes into the right inside of the thigh towards the groin. Inhale up, exhale to fold over forwards. And just noticing your shoulders if they're tensing up at all. Where your hands are, they're more resting rather than pulling back. We're activating with the muscles at the front of the leg to help pull the toes back in the leg here instead of pulling at it. And then coming back to Dandasana, crossing your legs and finding your way forward to our plank. Stepping forward to our forward fold. Inhale, spreading the hands, meeting above your head. Exhale, down through center. Now we come to K, forward kneeling with toes tucked. So inhale, thumbs come up and together. Exhale, we fold and step back to our plank. Knees come down to the ground, we tuck our toes under, and we find our way back to sitting on our heels here. And from here, we can rest our hands either down our thighs, or if it's too much, just lifting the hips up to ease off the back of the toes and the flat. And just relaxing your shoulders down, as well as your shoulder blades down the back of your spine. Opening up through the chest. And then coming forwards to our plank. Stepping forward, maybe your opposite leg than your favoured one. Forward fold, inhaling up, exhaling down through centre. And now we come to L for locust pose. Inhale, palms come up. Exhale, we fold, and we step back to our plank. We come down to our bellies, and from here, palms come to our sides. Our head is facing down towards the ground, and we inhale to lengthen and activate through your quads, your glutes, and lengthening the back of your neck. Exhale to lift, and you're reaching your fingers towards your feet. You're staying nice and parallel to the ground, your arms. And your shoulder blades are pulling back and together. And then relaxing down. Palms come beside your chest, tucking the toes under, and pushing back up to plank. And that might be through your knees. Stepping forwards, forwards fold. Inhale, spreading the arms. Exhale, down through centre. Opening up the palms forward, we come to mountain pose. Here, our toes are together and our feet, our heels are slightly apart. We're activating through all of our toes. You can feel that arch just slightly above the ground on the inside of our foot, squeezing our quads and our glutes, tucking the tailbone under, belly buttons comes to spine, and we're opening up through the chest by bringing the shoulders back and down. From here we'll come to in the Navasana boat pose. Inhale, palms come up. Exhale, we fold, stepping back to our plank. Knees come down, crossing the legs to a nice high sitting position. From here, inhale with the upper body, exhale to come back to our 45 degrees, belly buttons coming to spine, and we lift up both feet. Knees are squeezing together, toes are squeezing together, hands are forward beside the shins, or for an extra challenge above the head. Keeping that belly button to your spine, and you're balancing on your tailbone here. And then we're coming down and through back to our plank. Stepping forwards, forward fold. Inhale up. Exhale down through centre. And now we're coming to O for one-legged king pigeon. So we will inhale, palms come up. Exhale to fold and step back. Hips up and over to our downward dog, and then we inhale, bring our right heel to the sky, toes are still facing the ground, hips are still nice and level towards the ground. Exhale, right knee comes forward, right foot comes towards left foot, or if that's too much, just bring it slightly more in towards your groin. Come into our one-legged king pigeon here. Active at the bottom of the left foot at the back, and we should feel a nice stretch through our glutes and our piriformis muscles here. Changing sides, bring that leg up and switching over to the left leg, coming three-legged dog, lifting up with the toes, bringing our left knee forwards, left knee to left hand, right foot to right hand if comfortable, or we can bring it closer to the groin. Just bring your belly button to your spine here, protecting your lower back from overarching as well. And maybe here we're just noticing our exhale as we let gravity help us sink down here with the exhale. Ducking the back toe under, coming back to our three-legged dog, and back to our downward dog before shifting forward to our plank, stepping forward, forward fold, inhale, spread the palms, exhale, down through center. Now we come to P for plank pose. So, inhale, palms come up. Exhale, we fold and step back to our plank. Today, let's start from the feet. So, pushing the heels towards the back, switching your quads on to lift up your patella, your kneecap, and squeezing your glutes. Belly buttons come to spine, and we're pushing away with our hands into the mat, nice and active through every finger, and we're lengthening the back of our neck to tuck our chin in slightly. And then we're stepping forward to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, spread the palms. Exhale, coming down through center. And now we come to Q for quad stretch. Inhale, palms come up and together. Exhale, forward fold. Right foot steps back, right knee comes to the ground, and we inhale to a nice low lunge. From here, if you want a slight more stretch, right foot comes up and you grab the right ankle on the outside with your right hand. Hips are facing forward for an extra stretch through the front of the hip and quad. And just really noticing your breath here. Bringing that foot down, switching legs, right leg comes forward to a nice low lunge. Tucking under with the tailbone as well as you bring the belly button to the spine for extra protection to the lower back. Shoulders should both be facing forward along with the hips. And your hamstring of your back leg is nice and active to keep that heel coming towards your glutes, your buttocks. Coming back to our plank, stepping forward to meet at the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, spreading the palms. Exhale, down through center. R for reclined butterfly. Inhale, palms are up. Exhale, we fold. Stepping back to our plank, knees come down. We find our way onto our backs. Maybe do a wee roll through the spine here. Then we bring our soles of our feet to touch and let the knees fall outwards. Palms are facing the sky and we're relaxing our shoulders down onto the mat. Ensure your lower back is making contact with the mat. If it's not, just bring the knees in slightly or bring the soles of the feet further away from the groin. Knees in together, crossing the feet, finding our way back to our plank, stepping forward, forward fold, inhale, palms spread, down through center. S for side plank, so inhale, palms come up, Exhale, we fold down. Stepping back to our plank, shifting our weight over onto our right hand, pushing down actively to the ground as we lift and peel our left hand to the sky. And we imagine someone's pulling their arm up towards the sky. From here, you can modify it, making it slightly less demanding in the modified side plank with the knee down. Then changing sides, really noticing, staying conscious in your transitions between postures. And looking up towards your top hand, squeezing your glutes and your quadriceps as well. And then coming back to our full plank, stepping forward, forward fold here. Inhale up, exhale down through center. Now we come to T for tree. So shifting our weight onto our right leg, active through our right toes, our left sole of the foot comes to our right calf. Or we can bring it up towards our right groin if that is there for us today. Palms come together at your center and left knee faces directly out to the side of the mat. And just breathing here. Noticing any wobbles and counteracting these by pushing your left foot into your right thigh and vice versa. Knee comes forward, we come out of the posture, we change sides, our right foot comes to our calf or up towards our thigh, toes facing towards the ground. Knee comes forward and down. Now we come to U for upward facing dog. Inhale, palms come up. Exhale, we hinge from the hips and we fold all the way over. Come back to our plank. Slowly make our way to the ground. We can either come halfway or fully, and then pushing up to your upward dog. As I've explained previously, you can include this in your sun salutations if this is comfortable and you have no lower back issues. So we should be hovering above the ground with our quads and our hips. If not, we can just be in full cobra here as a nice modification. And really breathing into the front of the body here, active down through the hands. Then we'll come to our plank, stepping forward, nice forward fold. We might even do a slight shake around here as a nice counter posture. Then inhale, spreading the palms, exhale down through center. Now we come to Virabhadrasana 2, which is Warrior 2. So what we'll do is we will step back with our left foot, and our right foot will be facing the front, left foot's at 45 degrees. From here, we will sit into the front leg, bending the right knee, and ensuring it's staying directly above the ankle, and we can see our second and third toe, and then we'll squeeze that left buttock to open up with the left hip. Arms come parallel to the floor, and we look forwards. And change to the other side, so pivoting round 45 degrees facing that way. With our right foot, left foot faces the back of the mat now. Squeezing with the right buttock to open the right hip, face the side of the mat, and left knee bends down as far as comfortable. Now make sure you're just nice and active through the back of that right foot. Pivoting back, stepping to the front of the mat, feet together, palms by your side. Now we come to W, so this is Warrior 3. What we'll do is step back with our right foot to crescent lunge. From here, we've got a nice bend in that right leg. We shift our weight forward to our left leg as we bring our palms to our center, straightening out through that right leg, and you're up on your toes. From there, lifting up with your right foot and leg, facing your toes down to the ground now. As we're comfortable, we can bring our hands in front of us, so we should ideally be parallel to the floor with our upper and lower body now. Nice and active through the toes of the grounded leg, your left leg, and we try not to lock out through that knee. Palms comes chest, slowly lowering down to our crescent lunge, switching sides. Now our left foot is back, left knee is bent, and we've got our hips facing forward to start. We shift our weight onto our right leg, up onto our left toes, and coming forward to a nice balance with the one leg parallel to the ground. Hands come forward, overhead, as we come to a nice parallel straight line to the ground, and our right toes are active into the ground, and we're not popping that bobble underneath our right arch, so we're nice and active through the foot. And palms come back to prayer, sitting the knee back to our crescent lunge, coming back to the top of the mat, palms come by your side. So that's warrior 3, and now we'll come to exhale for today. So inhale, palms come up. Exhale, we fold down, we step back to our plank, our knees come down, and find your way to your back. Your knees are slightly bent, you pop one hand on the top of your belly and one hand on your chest. I just want you to take a few breaths first, noticing how you're breathing, whether that's through your chest or through your belly, doing nice diaphragmatic breathing. And after you've become aware of that, I want you to do 3 deep breaths where you're really focusing on bringing the breath down to the belly and then letting it all go on the exhale. And then if you've closed down with the eyes, opening up with the eyes, sitting forward, back to our plank, stepping forward to the top of the mat to our forward fold. Inhale, spreading the arms, pausing for a moment, noticing the space between the breath, and then exhale down through centre. And we're done for today. I'll be back tomorrow for Y, our second to last day.